We finish with several notes called Quick Hits, and I'm going to start with the MLS. Soccer has for a long time wanted to make inroads into Dallas, into Chicago, into Seattle, into America. The national team's getting better. That's every 4 years we get interested, especially in soccer, because the national team now is getting better, and it intrigues around World Cup time. Why does the MLS have a suicide wish? Can anybody explain their thinking in the playoffs? Let me explain what's happened. When did FC Dallas start working out for this season? Late January, February. Okay, Mike? We're somewhere in the 10.5 to 11 months range, okay? This team played 34 league games, 4 Open Cup games, and Aston Villa in a friendly from March to November. They made it to the playoffs. And in the first round, they drew Seattle. All right, the first round of a home and home in the quarterfinals. Okay, they made it to the quarterfinals.
Right.
Did they lose to Seattle? No.
They tied.
Are they out of the playoffs?
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know the last time I heard a league as stupid as the MLS. It is really stretching the imagination to figure out the games. Okay, Mike, here we go. You're going to play home and home. That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
The team with the better record gets the second game at that place. That's fair. They tied 1-1 in Dallas, actually Frisco, at Toyota Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
And then tied 0-0 at Seattle last night. And Dallas lost.
Right.
They played 2 complete games that finished 1-1, and Dallas lost. Their season is over. 39 games. Well, more than that, playoffs. Their season's over, and they didn't lose. The rule is, in this situation, Seattle advanced because they scored more goals in the game on the road. Are you freaking kidding me, man? Are you kidding me? Let's take this football scenario. Let's say somehow, Mike, the NFL started with a 2-game playoff, and that the Eagles and the Cowboys played off for 2 games to see who'd advance. The first game is a 21-21 tie at Dallas. And the second game is a 17-17 tie in Philadelphia. Dallas would be eliminated because Philadelphia scored more points in their road game than Dallas did. Is anybody in the MLS smarter than broccoli? I asked that question to you. It does not take the brains God gave cauliflower. I don't give a damn what you've done in soccer in the past. What would be wrong, Mike, after that game, and both 2 teams are in Seattle, what would be wrong with saying, okay, 2 games, 2 ties, let's go to 30 minutes, sudden death overtime. Or, Mike, 30 minutes more of play, period. It doesn't even have to be sudden death. We're going to play 30 more minutes. And if we're still tied after that, we go to the shootout kicks. We decide it because in a series that finished 1-1, Seattle scored their goal on the road. Are you catastrophically stupid? Cowboys, Rangers, Mavericks, Stars, Big 12 football, Big 12 basketball. I don't care what you love. If this tiebreaker were in place, would you burn down the offices of the idiots that did this? Mike, what can be the possible reason in this scenario for not playing this game to a winner? Well, we had a night flight scheduled. Oh man, we were tired. Are you kidding me? And you're trying to win fans in America? I challenge you. MLS. Call 500 American fans together. Present them your playoff game. Then tell them you want it to be in the NFL, NHL, NBA, or Major League Baseball, and see if you can get one person to raise their hand in agreement. One person out of the 500. Would any person in their right mind agree to this kind of cataclysmic moron plan?
I mean, this is how it's done worldwide.
I don't care how it's done worldwide.
Well, what, we just as Americans need everything changed to suit how we prefer it to be?
I want a winner.
Yeah, I'm with you, but soccer is a little bit different. There's way less scoring. But people hate the shootout, so you play in overtime, that goes scoreless as well, and then it's determined by a shootout, which again, Americans tend to dig, but is that the fairest way to determine who the better team is? And I think the away goals thing encourages away teams to be more aggressive in that first of the two match.
And, by the way, it can then encourage home teams who've scored a road goal to be less aggressive.
And it encouraged home teams in the first game to be more defensive and squander their home field advantage.
So you're skewing games in both places. Whatever happened to the theory that a sports playoff was played to win? Really?
Well, that theory does apply to every other sport, certainly, but soccer it's hard to figure out. I don't know, it's hard.
Someone did win.
No, they didn't.
Seattle advanced. They're going to continue
Seattle advanced,
playing.
Nobody won.
Right, it was 2 ties. I mean,
it's 2 ties.
But you're just suggesting an alternate tiebreaker. Like there was a tiebreaker. You're suggesting a playoff with a different tiebreaker.
I'm suggesting one that made a morsel of sense.
So would you be okay with a different form tiebreaker?
Drop the ball, let's go.
Yeah.
I mean, we play games.
I'm with you on this is the MLS. This is an American league. Like they could adopt an overtime to make it more comfortable, palatable for the American audience and not leave.
Imagine this. At the end of regulation, the Super Bowl's 31-31. And the NFL announces the Indianapolis Colts have beaten the Dallas Cowboys by virtue of gaining more yards in the game.
I mean, yeah, that's...
What?
That doesn't apply to this, though.
But
that's insane.
It's insane.
But 31-31 means there was tons of scoring and anything could have happened.
But what statistic would we pick to decide a game that finished 31-31? I don't know.
Well, any game that scores that many points, a tie is an abnormality, and there has to be a way to determine the winner, and someone else will score immediately because it's football. I mean, in soccer, you could sit there and play overtimes for a whole day, and either no one scores if it's golden goal.
Let's go to the World Cup finish then. 30 minutes, and then the shootout. They use it in the World Cup.
Yeah.
I mean...
And the World Cup, they have to... Yeah, they don't use it in pool play, but they use it in
World Cup.
In the knockout round, which they have to.
It's just...
It's weird. Yeah, I'll give you that. And it sucks to get eliminated when you tie a team twice.
FC Dallas has played more than 40 games this season. They did not lose in the playoffs, and they're out of the playoffs. The bottom line is that's the truth. They did not lose in the playoffs, and they've been ousted in the playoffs because of a statistic. Somewhere, someone's turning over in their grave at that thought. Holy cow.
The away goal rule was just implemented this season, too. And so the FC Dallas is the first victim in league history of this rule.
They won.
Well, we're number 1. I am waiting to see The next team in a league in the world outside of the sport of soccer that gets eliminated from the playoffs but didn't lose. That's just, it's un-American.
It is un-American.
It's un-American.
Damn it.
We want a winner.
Yeah.
We don't want a tie statistic.
Right.
Oh, Lord.
Lord.
Next up. Oh, by the way, you still